right, our fantastic viewers, you are in for a treat because she is actually a queen and a dream and honestly a wellness guru who I am loving following. So definitely, I kind of want to like just talk for a million years with her, but we're just gonna jump right to it and get her to introduce herself and to tell us like what started her on the wellness journey. And obviously wellness is something that before the years that shall not be named was very important, but especially now.
So my name is Saran and I'm the owner of the Wellness Queens, and the Wellness Queens is a business that is designed to offer to the general public natural alternatives. It promotes a natural and lifestyle that's focused on your well-being and your wellness. So that's basically what it is. And there are many facets to the business, from vagina care to detoxing and that type of thing. But the goal at the end of the day is to promote the wellness of our community.
I'm always so enamored and impressed with people who know so much about what like natural alternative will help like an ailment that you have. So for you, and I mean there's other influencers that I've loved like Hey Fran Hey, for her she had an illness where doctors weren't able to help and she was spending all this money and she was still sick. And then same with another lovely lady who is having her business here in Antigua. She said the same thing, like $3,000 later and she's still unwell. Was that something that also transpired with you?
Well, it was similar, but to be honest with you, I've always been drawn to that type of information. I've always been on a holistic approach to life, and cueing into my grandmother, the way they utilize the herbs, you know what I mean? You always felt better. And so it's not something that I ever questioned whether it was valid or not. And so my journey actually did not begin in terms of studies. It did not begin in wellness or natural health at all. In fact, I was on my way to become a lawyer.
I remember this, and I remember being like, what? So she went to being a lawyer to like an amazing wellness naturopath, medical professional person? What's going on?
But that's what happens when you find your purpose and you stick with it. You know, there were two significant changes that happened in my life back in 2010 and 2009, and that shifted me towards this direction. And I must say it has been a privilege, it has been an honor to serve people in that capacity.
Yeah, and I mean, I hope you were able to see the interview we had with Nikisha Walter, where she was talking about being inspired by you, and I was like, same, sis, same. So it's just been amazing, like what you've been able to do in such a short period of time. I also do want to shout out that you have like, if people have questions and they need like some guidance, you are volunteering your time for Sundays?
Yes, Sundays is called Royalty with Saran, and it's supposed to be an hour, and it's live on Facebook and Zoom as well. Usually we run a lot longer than that, and you know, we have conversations every week. It could be constipation, it could be parasites, it could be, you know, hormonal imbalance and that type of thing. So it varies every week, but it's usually a very interactive, fun session.
I know those people are talking off her ear and like, I have another question. Poor Saran is one of those patient, amazing people who will stick with you and talk with you for however long you need. I don't know how she does it. I keep on telling you to like maybe hire several people. Just, I understand that the budget may not be there, but we can, you know, hire some like bushy-tailed, bright-eyed, lovely high school and college students.
2 persons on board, and exactly as you described.
Thank God. I mean, I love you. You're young and beautiful. You don't need money right now. You're fine. Just volunteer and learn some goodness from a fantastic guru, queen of wellness. Okay, so we have the Sunday conversations, and how do people find those on Sundays?
The Wellness Queens 268 on Facebook, and if you're on my WhatsApp broadcast, then you can get the link to Zoom. The link is also on the Facebook and Instagram page. Okay. And again, it's the Wellness Queens 268.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So a lot of people now are, obviously, we are kind of panicked, I feel like, where, you know, health is very top of the mind for a lot of people. So there's been like a lot of fasts, there's been a lot of plant cleanses, there's been detoxes. What do you think? Because like some people are very like anti that terminology, and I understand because sometimes it is like that, what's the word, that buzzword that people use,
Yeah.
and that gets people to panic and be like, oh my goodness, I should be doing this, shouldn't I? I should be fasting. Aren't you fasting? Are you detoxing? What are you doing? So what do you think about all that? And like, do you have like a suggestion for those of us who are like, I don't know what to do, I'm overwhelmed?
Okay, so the plant power detox that I offer, the beautiful thing about it is that it's not a requirement for you to fast. So you do get to eat food. What it is though, it's focused on creating healthier meals for you, teaching you how to create plant-based meals that are actually balanced and not just stuffed with a whole bunch of carbs and nothing else of value. And so with the detox, once you lose weight on the detox, most persons are able to maintain it because you're actually consuming calories and you're actually eating throughout the entire process.
I think, yeah, that's really healthy because we all, oh no, now I'm going to age myself. I don't know if everybody remembers when we would see like famous people like Oprah, where she would go down to being so tiny and everybody would be like, oh my God, you look so good. And then inevitably, unfortunately, before she started like eating clean and eating like holistically and taking care of herself, she would go back up to an alarming size, right? So it's one of those things where it's like, if you do something gradually and sustainably, and it's something that you can maintain, then you will be able to maintain those results.
Definitely.
And when Nikisha was here, she was able to share that in 2 weeks she lost 13 pounds. But then you just topped that and said somebody else lost how much?
16 pounds.
16 pounds in 14 days? The math is not mathing. Although I'm so happy for that person, and I'm sure they're ecstatic. But that's just from like cutting out fried food.
Right, no deep fried foods, no sugars, no wheat, no processed foods, but you do get to eat. And I'm a strong proponent for eating local, eating seasonal foods. And once you do that, your body will adjust and do what it needs to do. And in that case, the person needed to eliminate 16 pounds of waste.
That's amazing.
So,
so for me, at the full disclosure, I did it and I did not. There was a moment when a family member brought over KFC and I was like, I'm doing a plant-meat cleanse. And they were like, oh, but you've been doing so well. And I was like, you're right, I have been doing so well. And so I partook of the KFC because the KFC here is, sincerely, if you're ever overseas, don't eat KFC overseas. It's trash in Canada. Don't do it, it's trash.
Don't eat it anywhere, I would say.
But they have the hot wings and they're good. Listen, Jesus knows my heart. I'm trying. Okay, I'm trying. But that's the thing. Like for me, really, I was just like, I think I need to be a healthier version of myself anyways. I don't think I would cut things out completely. Because I might go into like withdrawal and just be very sad. But for sure, I'm like, okay, Joyanne, you know you do too much sugar. You love juice. You need to cut back. Fried food, you don't do it all the time, so you can cut back. So that stuff is easy for me. I'm trying to be plant-based and vegan. It's not working.
And that's fine, that's the beauty about it. But incorporating more plants or more fruits and vegetables will definitely enhance your overall health.
Yes, because luckily I was one of those people who liked Brussels sprouts before the balsamic trend came along and where everybody realized that they're amazing. So I do still eat vegetables. My mother did that for me, so that's really good. But for me, the goal was not to lose weight. For me, it's like, when a 72-year-old woman can open a jar that you couldn't, you need to gain muscle. This is my testimonial. So for me, it was never, I'm always happy for people if that's their goal and they lose weight. But for me, I'm like, no, I need to get muscle desperately. So would you also recommend like a plant cleanse for people who were trying to like get stronger?
Yes, and the thing about the detox, so it's not focused on weight loss. It's not at all. In fact, the focus is on creating a different paradigm for yourself. Not just for the 14 days, but for life in general. Recognizing how good your body actually feels once it's fueled on plants. So after it's done and you reincorporate your fish or whatever you want to add back in, you would have noticed the difference, the fact that you don't have to wait 2 days before you go to the bathroom to defecate and things like that. Your body gets into a natural rhythm, and that's something that you want to keep. So it's something that you incorporate. And again, it's not just focused on the physical body, the emotional work.
Ooh. Again, full disclosure, I know myself and some other participants, we were like, wow, she really, she got us there. She got Miguel. I don't know if I was able to fulfill all the emotional components because it's so important, because I think a lot of us don't realize that we might be troubled or emotional eaters, where that is, I mean, that fantastic doctor, Dr. Walwyn, had confirmed that as well, where the ways our grandparents and our mothers and fathers showed us love was by like, here's a treat, and you're just like, and you feel the love, like you sincerely, you bite into that cake or that delicious piece of like steak or whatever, and you're just like, oh, like the, you know, the endorphins and serotonin go off, and you feel that love, right? So,
so it's an approach to tackling your emotional issues as well. Not just for the 14 days, but it gives you insight as to what's taking place in your life. What have you buried, you know, suppressed without tackling or healing and that type of thing. So it's a holistic approach to the entire process of detoxing.
Oh my. So definitely, luckily for us, Saran is one of these amazing, relatable, gorgeous, fantastic, like kind people who's not like, you need to be doing and you need to fix your life. No, it's very much like, let me help you and support you in, you know, cutting back on the things that may be harmful and, you know, letting go of the waste. So is there anything else that you are working on? You're doing another one, because people keep on saying,
a lot of people have been requesting another round of detox. The next one will be April the 24th. I do have a few spots available still. So if you want to get on board, if you're willing to make some adjustment to your regular routine in terms of what you eat, moving your body is a requirement as well. You can remember the hikes. So all that is a requirement. But,
I'm not doing Boggy Peak ever again. I'm just going to tell you. I don't care if it's named Mount Obama, Boggy Peak, whatever it is. No. I love you very much, and I loved everybody else on the hike, but I'm not.
That was a rough one. I can't even front.
So again, thank you so much for joining us and like helping us on this journey, where I think just in general, like if you're someone who's trying to gain, if you're trying to lose, or you just need to maintain, I think we just need to like look at the alternatives and be a little bit gentler with ourselves and a little bit more healthful and mindful as well. So please check out Saran on Facebook and Instagram as well. Wellness Queens 268.
Wellness Queens 268.
Wellness Queens 268. And like I said, even though she's super busy, and I'm hoping that maybe you'll get a team of, we don't need money right now, capable people to help you out, we can finally reach her and get the help we so desperately need. So we'll be right back. Take care of yourselves and stay tuned.